Thank you. I would now like to call upon our beloved professor, Mr. Jayant Kashyap, to deliver the welcome address.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವಿಶ್ವ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ 2022ಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇಂದು ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವುದು ಪ್ರತಿಜ್ಞಾ ವಿಧಿ, ವಿಶೇಷ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ, ಪರಂಪರಾ ಕೂಟದ ಲಾಂಛನ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮತ್ತು ವಸ್ತು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. It is my honor and privilege to welcome all you to this august gathering. Myself, Jayant Kashyap, Assistant Professor, on behalf of Heritage Club of KlE Society's Law College and on behalf of Research Center for Cultural Heritage, welcome all you to this august gathering and this auspicious day once again. Today, it is indeed my privilege to stand before you to welcome the guests who have arrived to the family of KlE Society's Law College. Today's chief guest. I start with a quote: "To have patience is the golden rule of life." Today we have with us the epitome of patience herself, Madam. Today's chief guest is Dr. Chudamani Nandagopal, art historian and UNESCO fellow. Madam, welcome you to KlE Society's Law College. Once again, I heartily welcome you to KlE family, ma'am. Next up, we have Dr. Gavi Siddhaya, sir, Director of Karnataka State Archives, is here with us. Sir has moved boulders and mountains to make this day special for us. Thank you so much for your unconditional support and the love that you have showered upon us. I, on behalf of our KlE family, once again, welcome you to this oath-taking ceremony and the logo launching exhibition. Sir, welcome to KlE family, sir. Sir, welcome to KlE family once again. Next up, we have our guest of honor, Shri Devaraju, a KS officer, Honorable Commissioner of AMH. Sir, it is my honor to welcome you to the family of KlE Society. It would be unkind if I wouldn't mention the pillar of support that you are and the direction provider and the powerhouse of this program. I warmly welcome you and strongly request you to guide and encourage our young minds to achieve more in their life. I welcome you to KlE family, sir. I did always believe in this particular statement: strong faith can move mountains. If the faculty members of KlE family are the mountains protecting the forests called as students, then the faith is Dr. J.M. Mallikarjunaya, sir. Our principal is our faith. Sir, on behalf of coordinator and members of Heritage Club, we warmly welcome you to this program, sir. Welcome, sir. Flying kite is one of my hobby. We have our IQAC coordinator who flies the kite that flies so high and the person who launches as many new kites as possible through his programs, our dear Manoj Kumar V. Hiramat, sir. Sir, I warmly welcome you to this program, sir. Also, we have with us Dr. Indira, Project Manager, Sri Venkateshwara Manuscripts Projects. Madam, we welcome you to this unique program. Later in the day, we'll be privileged to listen to ma'am as well. Thank you so much for joining KlE family, ma'am. It is our, please welcome ma'am. It is our customary to invite the mountain movers of this program, the man himself and a bunch of workhorse team that he has built. Coordinator Praveen sir, along with his team in RCCH, that is Dr. R. Gopal, Director of Archaeology, Museum and Heritage, Mr. Surendra, the Secretary of RCCH, and all the staff members and supporters, well-wishers of this program. I welcome all of you. Last, but definitely not the least, in a cell, we call the powerhouse as mitochondria. Definitely the mitochondria of KlE family, the student workforce. Without the amount of efforts you have put into this program, wouldn't have been conceived. I warmly welcome all the student members and the position holders of this program. I wish all of you a great day ahead. Thank you so much and welcome you all. Extremely sorry for forgetting this, but I would also want to welcome Nanda Gopal sir, former director of UNIDO, project manager Middle East, and also who has worked with IM. A few minutes back, I had the privilege to speak to Nanda Gopal sir, who enlightened us on a lot of aspects such as incubation and project management. Sir, with my apologies, I warmly welcome you to the KlE family, sir. Please welcome, sir. Sir, please accept, sir. Please, sir. Big round of applause, please. Okay, last but not the least, Praveen, sir, I request you to come forward to accept our warm welcoming, sir. I wish you all a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a very energizing welcome. Moving ahead with the event, I would now like to call Ms. Xenia for report reading of Heritage Club.
Thank you, Amber. Once again, a very warm welcome to the August gathering. We, the members of Heritage Club, take immense pride in placing on record that ever since the inauguration of the Heritage Club on the 18th of April 2022, till date, the Heritage Club has been functioning robustly and has attained many milestones. I'm extremely glad and elated to place before you the journey of our Heritage Club by highlighting the numerous meaningful as well as highly insightful activities that we have conducted this year. To begin with, the Heritage Club conducted a workshop on archaeology and antiquarian law between 18th of April to 20th of April at the college premises. Next up, the college did celebrate the International Museum Day on 18th May 2022 at the Bangalore Museum and at the Vidhan Sauda. The Heritage Club organized a visit to Tipu Palace and the State Archives exhibition at the Vidhan Sauda as on 25th May 2022. We observed the Partition Horrors Remembrance Day on the 14th of August 2022. The Heritage Club organized the observation of proceedings of Legislative Assembly Karnataka at the Legislative Assembly Hall at Vidhan Sauda on the 21st of September 2022. To add to the list of the meaningful activities that we hosted, a series of special lecture was introduced To start off, we began with the theme, the evolution of Bangalore from battlefield to IT hub on the 1st of November at the college premises. In the very same month, the Heritage Club took great pride in hosting the Student Executive Board election. To further the meaningful activities that were hosted, the second series of lectures that were introduced included the historiographical schools and on the nation, national movement, and the Indian cinema in the month of November 2022 at the college premises. And as we all have gathered here and are aware, the ongoing ceremony, that of the oath-taking ceremony, the logo launching, and the exhibition in connection to the World Heritage Week and the release of SOP stands planned today. Another ongoing event that we have successfully launched at KlE Law College by the Heritage Club includes the research projects grant for heritage studies in order to propel the growth of literature in the areas of cultural heritage, natural heritage, historical heritage, legal history, archaeology, antiquarian law, and in interdisciplinary studies. I'm extremely elated that yet another interesting as well as novel venture that the Heritage Club has initiated includes the offering of internship for law students in order to ensure the compilation of data. On this note, I'm equally thrilled to announce the upcoming event, which I'm sure each one of you are looking forward to as well, which is the Heritage Walk that is to be conducted on the 4th and 10th of December 2022 at Savanadurga and Kootagal, which are demarcated as the Iron Age sites and are located at Ramanagara. On a concluding note, I'd like to remind our dear student fraternity that all the events that I just happened to mention were a grand success aptly because of your active participation, and hence, I request that we all go to continue with the same spirit in our steadfast efforts to preserve our rich heritage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, for the highlight of today's event, I call upon Ms. Meghna of 2nd BA LLB to give us an insight and background of the logo of KlE Heritage Club.
I present my warm greetings to one and all present here. I, Meghna, would like to introduce the logo. Our logo is inspired by the Kanangahalli and Sannati style of art. Our architecture, which was oldest temple monument in Karnataka. It has been resting indolently on the backwaters of Karnataka in Kalburgi district. It was found more than 200 years ago in the oldest Buddhist stupa. The dome shape of the stupa came to represent a person seated in meditation as much as Buddha when he achieved his enlightenment. Stupas are one of the world's oldest temples that have mortal remains of dharma. These structures of stupas are designed in unique manner and depicts underlining of Buddhist philosophy and messages. We choose this to be our logo, which helps us understand how beautifully these art and architectures have survived all the exploitation and destruction and gives us motivation to bring in aspects to conserve it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Meghna, for introducing us to the logo. I now cordially request our esteemed principal and the dignitaries on the dais to launch the logo of the Heritage Club. I would also request everyone to stand up. I would now like to kindly request the principal and the dignitaries to stay back on the stage and commence with the badge giving ceremony. Starting off, Ms. Chandralekha KM, President. Thank you.
Yes, come next.
Ms. Bhumika, Vice President. Ms. Meghana, Secretary. Mr. Pradeep Kumar, Treasurer. Mr. Hari Prasad, Sports Coordinator. Ms. Pooja HM, Cultural Coordinator. Mr. Aditya Adyaswamy, Cultural Coordinator. Now the coordinators, Ms. Bhargavi V. Mr. Krupacharya R. Ms. Bhavani G. Ms. Muskan Agarwal. Sakib Shergul Pathan. Mr. Bharat B. Mr. Grigio Udayapan.
Next. Call next.
Mr. Akshay Kirti. Ms. Sri Devi. Ms. Husna Ara.
Not there. Next.
Ms. Ambal Mudassir.
Next up, we have Varun. Sorry. Yay.
Come here, come here. Face the camera. Done?
Next, I would like our dignitaries and principal to start with the oath taking ceremony for the newly elected members of the Heritage Club. I request our principal to administer the oath.
Yes, all office bearers come, stand, take a line.
All office bearers, please stand forward. At the outset, I congratulate you. You all have contested and won the election for these 6 positions. Once again, congratulations to you and wish you all the very best in your journey. And are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. I,
Bhumika, Vice President, Meghana, Student Secretary, Pooja, HM Culture Coordinator,
Aditya Rajesh, Student Cultural Committee Coordinator. Hariprasad K, Course Coordinator.
of the Heritage Club 2022-23,
Heritage Club 2022-23,
hereby solemnly pledge
hereby solemnly pledge
for the wonders of nature
for the wonders of nature
that is ours to protect,
that is ours to protect,
for the richness of culture
for the richness of culture
that we promise to respect,
that we promise to respect,
and for the heritage of India
and for the heritage of India
that is ours to protect, to fulfill our duties
that is ours to protect, to fulfill our duties
and obligation
and obligations
in my full capacity
in my full capacity
with integrity,
with integrity,
honesty,
honesty,
sincerity,
sincerity,
humility, and commitment
humility and commitment
as a board member of the club.
as a board member of the club.
Thank you once again. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir, for the oath taking. I duly hope our elected members will be equally active and participative in the upcoming activities of the Heritage Club. Next, I would like to call upon the dais our guest of honor, Sri Devaraju A, Honorable Commissioner, Department of Archaeology, Museum, the Heritage Government of Karnataka, to grace us with a few words.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜೆ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನಯ್ಯ ಅವರೇ, ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರುವಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ನಂದಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಕಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಗವಿ ಸಿದ್ದಯ್ಯ ಅವರೇ, ವಿಶೇಷ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನೀಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದ್ರಾ ಅವರೇ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮನೋಜ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ರೂವಾರಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಇತರೆ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳೇ, ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ವಿಳಂಬ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, 10 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ 11:15 ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಕೇವಲ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ವೆಲ್, ನಾನು ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಬಹುಶಃ ಒಂದು 15 days ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಸರಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ನಿಗದಿತ ಅವಧಿಗೆ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ತೀರಾ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಒತ್ತಡಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಅವ್ರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಬಹುಶಃ 20 days ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು 15 days ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಮೈಸೂರಿಂದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಸೊ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಎ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಗೈಸ್. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೂರಿಸಂ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್. ಸೊ ದೋ ಐ ಕುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಸೊ ಕೈಂಡ್ಲಿ ಅಪಾಲಜೈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ತುಂಬಾ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನೀಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ. Archaeology, Museums and Heritage is the name of the department which I represent. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಆಳ ಅಗಲ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ASI ಕೇಳಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಸರ್ವೆ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕೇಳಿದೀವಿ. ಸಮ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ASI. And not so big, but equally important, monuments are protected by State Archaeology Department. There's not much difference. So, ಎರಡು ಕಾನೂನುಗಳು ಒಂದೇ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಅವರ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಇದೆ, ASI ಕಾಯ್ದೆ ಇದೆ. ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಏನ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರಾಹಿಬಿಟರಿ ಇದೆ, ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಸೇಮ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟೋಟೋ ಬೈ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ, ದ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಸೇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್. 100 meters, 300 meters, ಏನಿದೆ regulated, restricted activities, it's one and the same. So probably I thank all the management and also the principal. ಬಹುಶಃ ಒಂದು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಲಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲಾ ಕೀಪರ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ ಹೌದಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಕೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿರ್ಚ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು, ವಾದ ಮಂಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಶೌಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಲಾ ಕೀಪರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್. ಐ ಕಂಗ್ರಾಚುಲೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ really they have shown keen interest to have this heritage club opened here. It's very unique kind of thing. On ಪ್ರತಿಜ್ಞಾ ವಿಧಿಯನ್ನ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸ್ ನ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಲೋಗೋವನ್ನ ತಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಗುಡ್. ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ವಿಚಾರ. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳು ಸಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಧತಿಯನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಓತನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಬಹುಶಃ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ವೊಕೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಸಹ ಓತನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಅಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್? ಒಂದು ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ AC ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಅದರ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ, ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಭಾರಿ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಔಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಆಫ್ the each and every monument. ನಾನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ನನಗೂ ಸಹ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅಂತ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 16 ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ವೆಂಕಟಪ್ಪ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ಸ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಓಲ್ಡೆಸ್ಟ್, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ದಟ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಓಲ್ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ನಮ್ಮ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ. ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಂಟಿಕ್ವಿಟೀಸ್. ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು T2 ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ, ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿಗೆ ಬಂದು T2 ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ 2 ಅನ್ನ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆನ್ ಬಿಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟೆಡ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಕಲ್ಪ್ಚರ್ ನ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಡೊಮೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅರೈವಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು, though it was not regular path of inspection, by seeing the Garuda ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕಲ್ಪ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿ, the MD BAL has explained it. With the coordination of the archaeology department, we could able to exhibit these sculptures in this international airport, which exhibits the rich tradition of culture and art of Karnataka. So probably ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರು ಬಹುಶಃ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ದ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಹೈಲಿ ಮಾಡರ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸಿ ಎನಿ ಟ್ರೇಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್. ಮಾಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮಾಡರ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬುಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಶಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಈಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್? ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಎನಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್. This is for the first time we have exhibited our art and culture in the airport. So that's a beginning. Maybe yours is also a beginning. April 18th, Heritage Club ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. It's really wonderful. I congratulate once again for that. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ವಚನ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? So remember that our heritage and culture lies in the monuments. The protection of monuments is our primary responsibility. ಎಷ್ಟೋ monuments. We have 844 state protected monuments in Karnataka and more than 25,000 which is not protected but lying here and there without a proper care. ಯಾರು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ? And we have 605 central protected monuments, ASI protected monuments. Put together close to 1,500 protected monuments is there in Karnataka, which is highest in India after Uttar Pradesh. Nobody knows it. As I said, about 20 to 25,000 unprotected monuments. It requires conservation. It requires cleaning. It requires care. So kindly I request, as a Heritage Club members, do visit not the well-kept monuments. Visit the forgotten monument, not clean monument. Is it not? So identify such monuments. Okay. So try to clean one monument. You make a plan of it. We'll come to know what exactly is this. It's wonderful. From the department side, we conserve monument LLE destroy ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, LLE pathetic condition ಇರುತ್ತೆ. We don't feel that it's a monument ಅಂತ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಣ್ಣು ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಮರ ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳೆದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ರೆಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. It's so wonderful ಅಂತ. This time we had an exhibition in Mysuru. So ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಸಮಯ ಇದ್ರೆ you can visit Mysuru ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. We have a museum also, and also we had a photo exhibition of monument conservation, how we did it and how we are doing it. What was the initial stage of the monument before conservation, the process of the conservation, and what is the final output of the conservation. Just understand that what is the importance of our heritage, how to preserve it. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಹಬ್ಬ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಜಾತ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಏನು ಬಸವನಗುಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? That is our heritage, that is our culture. Okay, ಒಂದು ಹಬ್ಬ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್. ಹಬ್ಬ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ, that is also our heritage, our culture. Is it not? The good old practices which has got very uniqueness. ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಯುನಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ. ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಭಾಷೆಗಳಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ತರಹದ ಭಾಷೆ ಇದೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಂಥರ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಂಥರ, ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಂಥರ, ಹುಬ್ಳಿ ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಂಥರ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಧಾರವಾಡ ಕನ್ನಡ, ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗಾ ಬೀದರ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ತರ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ವಿವಿಧತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ವಿವಿಧತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏಕತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಕಾಣ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಯುನೀಕ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? AC ರೂಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್, ಅವರ್ ರಿಚ್ನೆಸ್. ಮಾಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವಿ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. As an Heritage Club members, kindly do visit minimum of what best we can see. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋ monuments ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ you don't feel ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, okay ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ. Visit the forgotten monuments. We have a list of it. If possible, clean those. In fact, ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ RDPR ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಗಿದೆ, where we can take up all the cleaning works in ನರೇಗಾ, ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ರೂರಲ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಆದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗೂ ಹೋಲ್ ಹಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ಮೈ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹೋಲ್ ಹಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ಲಿ. No, because department as a individual, we can't do anything. So we need a heritage club like yours, many more, so that we can take up these activities.
ಹೌದಪ್ಪ, ಪಾಪ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವಕಾಶ.
ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಯು ಪೀಪಲ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೌನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ, ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಏಡೆಡ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಕಲೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪೇಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್, ಒಂದು ಎಸ್ಸೆ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್, ಒಂದು ಡಿಬೇಟ್. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ಕಳೆದ ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ PIs to have these programs without a miss. Of course, last 2 years was really bad for everyone. So, regular activities we could not able to have it conduct. So, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಬಾರಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. That is for high school ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ. Heritage clubs for college students. ನಿಮಗೆ ವಿವೇಕ ಇದೆ. You have a better maturity compared to high school kids, right? So, ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೌರವ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳನ್ನ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಒಂದು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ? ಹೋಗಿ ದೇವರ ವಿಗ್ರಹ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಗೈಡ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅವರು ಆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಮಹತ್ವ ಏನಿದೆ, ಮುಖ್ಯಾಂಶಗಳೇನಿದೆ, ಆ ಸ್ಕಲ್ಪ್ಚರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ವಿವರಿಸಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ಶಾಕ್ಡ್. Can we construct such wonders now? Is that possible? See the magnitude of the temple structures. So big stone sizes are. So intricately they have carved. Hogidara Belurige? Nodidara sculpture? Can you imagine? Shortly, we are going to have Somnathpura, Beluru, and Halebedu as a World Heritage Site. World Heritage Site. Shortly, they are going to be listed among the UNESCO World Heritage Site. See, that is the identity. Everybody will ask, what is the necessity of declaring it as a World Heritage Site? Do we get any foreign funds to conserve, preserve, develop? No. It's only a tag stating that it's a worth seeing places on the globe. It's a worth seeing place on the globe. On the heritage site and ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಈಗ ಕಾಂತಾರ ಮೂವಿನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಾ? So ಕಾಂತಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ okay, it's a must watch irrespective of the language. It's a trendsetter. On the World Heritage Site and ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it's a must watch place. We have foreign tourists keep visiting India because they find it, India is a rich in heritage, culture, art, howdala. It may be folk, it may be physical, it may be practices. They find it very interesting. So, Nimma Jawabdari as a youth. So, kindly remember this. You're all a part of wonderful heritage club. You remember this. As you grow old, you college days alli yava monuments visit madidri, yen nodidri. Uncleaned monument na ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕೊಡೋ ಖುಷಿ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, that's immense. That's really immense. You should feel it. Okay, ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? You're all law keepers. Kindly remember those. Act na ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. You can move a PIL. ಹೌದಾ? Most of the officers, including me, we didn't know what is archaeology is, what is museum and heritage is. The archaeology department ge baruanta funds, it's so negligible ant helidre. When I discussed with my chief secretary, she was also surprised. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದೆಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್? ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? We have publications also. We do excavations. We do conduct workshops, seminars. We conserve, we preserve the monuments, all related to heritage. And we have museums also. It's a rich department culturally. So department will become more rich if such heritage clubs join hands with the department in helping and conserving and preserving our heritage and the culture. Is it not? Virendra Hegde ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲಾಖೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, we have ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ಧರ್ಮೋತ್ಥಾನ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳದ ಧರ್ಮೋತ್ಥಾನ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ. Trust and the department since 2002 ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ಸೇರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಥಳೀಯರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ we identify certain temples, or rather our villagers, they approach us or the trust to kindly conserve this temple. ಸೋರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹಾಳಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಗ್ರಹ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮುಚ್ಚೋಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, kindly renovate and give it ಅಂತ. Since 2002 ಈ ಒಂದು ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ವೆಂಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ so far we have conserved 195 temples. Every year about 10 to 15 temples ನಾವು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. We from the department we contribute 10 lakh, from the trust 10 lakh, and the difference amount has to be contributed from the local temple trust or authority or the villages. It's a small initiative. Just imagine, but for this initiative 190 temples ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅದಾಗೆ ಮುಚ್ಚೋಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾಳೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಉತ್ತಮ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮುಖ್ಯ. ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಪ್ರೋಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ, ನಾಳೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ನಾಡಿದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಟ್ರೂ, ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟುಡೇ, ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ಕೈಂಡ್ಲಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಪೋನ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ 2002 ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ಟುಡೇ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ. ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂದೊಂದು ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕ್ಲಬ್ ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಅಥವಾ 2 ಈ ಥರ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ವಿಸಿಟಿಂಗ್ ದೋಸ್. ನೀವೊಂದು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೇಕ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್, ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೂವ್ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ಸ್, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಮನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಗಳಿದೆ, ದೇ ಡೂ ವಂಡರ್ಸ್. ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ರಿಯಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೂವ್ ಮೌಂಟೇನ್ಸ್. ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಖಂಡಿತ. ಹೌದಾ? ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಸೊ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ನನಗೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲು. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್. ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಹೆಗ್ಗಡೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಂತೆ, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಕಟ್ಟೋ ಬದಲು 10 ಹಳೆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರೋಷ್ಟು ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಮಹತ್ವ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೊಸ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೊಸ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಮೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಇರ್ಬೋದು ನಿಜ, ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ನೀವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ನೀವು ವಿಗ್ರಹವನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಿಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಹಳೆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ನಮ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸಹಕಾರನೇ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ರಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ತೊಂದರೆಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಒತ್ತಾಯಪೂರ್ವಕ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಏನೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸೊ ಈಗ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ KlE ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಕೂಟಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ, ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥಳದ ಧರ್ಮೋತ್ಥಾನ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು. ಇತರೆ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಹೌದಲ್ಲ? ವಿಲ್ ಯು ಸೆಟ್ ಅನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್? for the rest of the clubs. Okay. So thank you. All the best. Thank you.
For your humble address, we thank you graciously. We have been fortunate to hear about the importance of preservation of heritage from a person of such high merit as yourself. Now, I would like to cordially extend a heartfelt and most respected welcome to Mr. Mahesh, Assistant Director of State Archives Department. Moving ahead, I would now like to call upon the dais Dr. Gavi Siddheya, Director, Karnataka State Archives Department, Government of Karnataka, to come on the stage and enlighten us with a few words.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. KlE Law College ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದು ವಿಶ್ವ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಸಪ್ತಾಹವನ್ನ ಆಚರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು, ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯನ್ನು ವಹಿಸಿರುವ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದ ಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನಯ್ಯರವರೇ, ಇದೀಗ ತಾನೇ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾಗಿ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಆಯುಕ್ತರಾದಂತ ಶ್ರೀ ದೇವರಾಜರವರೇ, ವಿಶೇಷ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ನೀಡಲು ಬಂದಿರುವಂತಹ ಇಂದಿರಾರವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ನಂದಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳೇ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ವಿಶ್ವ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ ಇದರ 1 ವಾರಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಆಚರಿಸಲ್ಪಡುವಂತಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಚರಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದು 4-5 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಡೆಪ್ಟಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾನು ನೋಡೋದ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲೂ ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಓದ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ಜಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಇದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ. ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಿಗಿಂತ ಮುಂದಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಇದರ ಆಯೋಜಕರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದವನ್ನ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನಾವು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಂಪರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮೂಲ ಜನಾಂಗದಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಅನುವಂಶೀಯವಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆಯೋ, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವರಿಂದ ಬಳುವಳಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಒಂದು ಕಟ್ಟಡದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತ್ರದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಆಭರಣದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕಲಾಕೃತಿ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಸಂಗೀತದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಹಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೋಬಾನೆ ಪದಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ಆಚರಣೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಉಡುಗೆ ತೊಡುಗೆಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ನ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ 3 ವಿಧವಾಗಿ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಪರ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಲ್ಕುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಪರ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸದೇ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್. ಈ 3 ಸಮ್ಮಿಳಿತವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಲೇ ಸರ್ಕಾರ 2004ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಇತರ 5 ಜಾಗಗಳನ್ನ, ಒಟ್ಟು 6 ಜಾಗಗಳನ್ನ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ನಗರಗಳು ಅಂತೇಳಿ 2014ರಲ್ಲಿ ಘೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರು, ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣ, ಬೀದರು, ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಿತ್ತೂರನ್ನ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ನಂತರ 2016ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅನದರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 20 ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳನ್ನ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಒಟ್ಟು ಈಗ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ 20 ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆ. ಆ 20 ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಈ 3 ರೀತಿಯ ಪರಂಪರೆಯನ್ನ, ನೈಸರ್ಗಿಕ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಲ್ಕುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್, ಇಂಟ್ಯಾಂಜಿಬಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್, ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಶ್ಲಾಘನೀಯವಾದಂತ ಕೆಲಸ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಎನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಈ ಪ್ರಾಚ್ಯ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಎನ್ನುವಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಮೊದಲು 2014ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದರ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರತಿಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಬಂತು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಂದ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳ ಚಿತ್ರಣವನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿಸುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ವಿಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಪ್ರಬಂಧ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಈ ತರದ ಒಂದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತಮವಾಗಿ ಬರೆದಂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಹುಮಾನವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತು ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವತಿಯಿಂದ. ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ರಿವೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಪರಂಪರೆಯನ್ನ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ 3 ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರು ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪರಂಪರೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದು 1955ಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆದಂತ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅದು ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಜಾಗವನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತ ಕಲಾ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ ಏನು ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಈ 3 ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನ ಪರಿಗಣನೆಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ಕಟ್ಟಡ ಅಥವಾ ಪಾರಂಪರಿಕ ನಗರ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಈ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ 3 ಅಂಶಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪರಿಗಣನೆಯನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಏನು ನಾವು ಪರಂಪರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್, ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 600ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಸುಮಾರು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ 200ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನು 25,000ಕ್ಕೂ ಮೇಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಂತ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳು ನಾವು ಲೈಟ್ನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಇನ್ನು ಬೆಳಕಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಜನ ಅದನ್ನ ಗುರ್ಸಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಲೂಕು ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯಿತಿ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಆ ಊರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ. ಅದು ಪ್ರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂದ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂದ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪುನರ್ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳಾಗ್ಲಿ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳಾಗ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಪಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸಾತವಾಹನರು, ಕದಂಬರು, ಹೊಯ್ಸಳರು, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕೂಟರು, ಚಾಲುಕ್ಯರು ಇವರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆದಂತ ಅಸಂಖ್ಯವಾದಂತ ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇವೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಆ ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆದಂತ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳನ್ನು ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಜನತೆ ಸುಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಆ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳು ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಆದಂತ ಕಟ್ಟಡಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆರಣಿಯನ್ನು ತಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಕಡೆ ಶಾಸನಗಳನ್ನ ಮನೆಗೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಣ್ಣವನ್ನು ಹಚ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅರಿಶಿನವನ್ನು ಹಚ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಣ್ಣೆಯನ್ನ ಉಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಹಸು ದನಕರುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಶಾಸನಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಶಿಲ್ಪದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಶಿಲ್ಪದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಶಾಸನಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅರಿವಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಸನಗಳನ್ನ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಅರಿಶಿನವನ್ನ ತಿಕ್ಕಿ ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಪರಿಕರಗಳು ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಪಾತ್ರನೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿನ ಅನುದಾನವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣದೇ ಇರುವಂತ ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉದುಗಿರುವಂತ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳಿವೆ. ಆ ನಿಯಾಸ್ನವರು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವನ್ನ ಗುರುತಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಾದ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಪರಂಪರೆಯನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಂತಹ ಸಪ್ತಾಹಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ದರ್ಜೆ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, PU ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಆಶಯದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಈ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಪ್ತಾಹವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಏನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಮೂಲ ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳ ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳ ಸಂಪತ್ತನ್ನು ಸಂರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಇಲಾಖೆ ಇದೆ, ಅದೇ ಪತ್ರಾಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆ. 1973ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾದಂತ ಈ ಪತ್ರಾಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಚೀನವಾದಂತ ದಾಖಲೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ 1799. 1799ರಲ್ಲಿ 4ನೇ ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಮೈಸೂರು ಯುದ್ಧ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಂತ ಯುದ್ಧದ ಫಲಿತಾಂಶ ತಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಒಪ್ಪಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 1799 ಟ್ರೀಟಿ, ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣ ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅದರ ಕರಡು ಪ್ರತಿ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಾಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಮೂಲ ಪ್ರತಿ, ಕರಡು ಪ್ರತಿ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಾಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. 1799ರಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣದ ಈ ಒಪ್ಪಂದದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ನವರು ಯಾವ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಮಾಣದ ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನ ಆಕ್ರಮಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು, ಮರಾಠರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ರು, ಹೈದರಾಬಾದ್ ನಿಜಾಮನಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ರು, ಮೈಸೂರು ಮಹಾರಾಜರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ರು. ಆಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಒಪ್ಪಂದದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ 1799 ಟ್ರೀಟಿ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮುಮ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನ 4 ಭಾಗವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ 1 ಭಾಗವನ್ನ ಮುಮ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರು 8 ವರ್ಷದ ಬಾಲಕನಿದ್ದವನಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಆಧುನಿಕ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. 1800ರಿಂದ 1811 ತನಕ ಮುಮ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಪೂರ್ಣಯ್ಯನವರು ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿವಾನ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಯ್ಯನವರು 1811ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಮ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. 1811ರಿಂದ 1831 ತನಕ ಮುಮ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರು ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. 1831ರಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದ ಹತ್ರ ನಗರ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಂಟಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ರೈತರ ದಂಗೆಯನ್ನ ಕಾರಣ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು 1799 ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣದ ಟ್ರೀಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನದು ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಅನಾನುಕೂಲ ಉಂಟಾದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ದಂಗೆಗಳು ಉಂಟಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಫಲರಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಕಾರಣವನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನದ ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ವಶಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೇರಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ನಗರ ರೆಬಿಲಿಯನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು 1831ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ನವ್ರು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮ ಕೈಗೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. 1881ರಿಂದ 1831ರಿಂದ 1881ರವರೆಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 9 ಜನ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ರಿಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೊಸ ಇಲಾಖೆಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 1831ರಿಂದ 1881ರವರೆಗೆ ಏನು ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಡಳಿತ ಅಂತಿದೆಯೋ ಅಂತಹ ಸುಮಾರು 1 ಲಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡತಗಳು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಾಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿವೆ. ಆ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ 1831ರಿಂದ 1881 ನಡುವಿನ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ನೀವು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅದು KS ಆಸ್ಪಿರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ವಿವಿಧ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀವು ತರಬೇತಿಯನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋರಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಲಾ ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಮುಂದಿನ ವಿದ್ಯಾಭ್ಯಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ಬರೆಯುವಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ 1881ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪುನಃ ಮುಮ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರ ದತ್ತು ಪುತ್ರ 10ನೇ ಚಾಮರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನ ವಾಪಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ 1881ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರೆಂಡಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. 1881ರಿಂದ 1897-98ರವರೆಗೆ 10ನೇ ಚಾಮರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರ ತಾಯಿ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ವಾಣಿವಿಲಾಸ ಸನ್ನಿಧಾನ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ 2 ದಿವಾನರುಗಳು ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ರಂಗಾಚಾರ್ಲು ಮತ್ತೆ ಶೇಷಾದ್ರಿ ಅಯ್ಯರ್ ಅವರು. ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇದೆ, ಶಿವನ ಸಮುದ್ರದ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವರಾಜ ಅಣೆಕಟ್ಟುಗಳು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಲವಾರು ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕವಾಗಿ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು, ಶಾಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಶುರುವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗ್ಯಾರೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಒಂದು ವರದಿಯನ್ನೇ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಾಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ವರ್ನಾಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಯಾವ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗ್ಯಾರೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥವ್ರು. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಹಿತಿನ ನೀವು ನೋಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅವಧಿಯ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ನಂತರ 1900ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಪಟ್ಟಾಭಿಷೇಕ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ 1902ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಲ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10ನೇ ಚಾಮರಾಜೇಂದ್ರ ಅವರ ಎರಡನೇ ಮಗ ನಾಲ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. 1902ರಿಂದ 1940ರವರೆಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 38 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಸುದೀರ್ಘವಾಗಿ ನಾಲ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ್ ಅವರು ಮೈಸೂರು ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನದ ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಅವಧಿಯನ್ನ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಧುನಿಕ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಮೈಸೂರು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರನ್ನ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನು ತುಳಿತಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾದವರಿಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಪಂಚಮ ಶಾಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಕಾಲರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೈಸೂರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಭದ್ರಾವತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಹಲವಾರು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಾವು ನಾಲ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತೀವಿ. ನಂತರ 1940ರಿಂದ 1947ರವರೆಗೆ ಮೈಸೂರು ಮಹಾರಾಜ, ಕೊನೆ ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಜಯಚಾಮರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ ಆಡಳಿತವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಣ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವರ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಲ್ಮಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣರಾಜ ಒಡೆಯರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾದಂತ ಹಲವಾರು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳು ಮುಂದುವರಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ 1881ರಿಂದ 1947ರವರೆಗೆ ಅಂದಿನ ಮೈಸೂರು ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನದ ಆಡಳಿತದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಏನು ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯೋ 1,47,000ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡತಗಳನ್ನ ಸುಮಾರು 1,08,00,000 ಪುಟಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡಿಜಿಟೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮೆಟಾ ಡಾಟಾಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಕೆಟಲಾಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಯರ್ ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ಫೈಲ್ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ನೀವು ಈ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಮೌಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. www.kannada.siri.kar.nic.in ಹೋದ್ರೆ 1,08,00,000 ಪುಟಗಳು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಗಾರದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅವಲೋಕನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಪತ್ರಗಾರ ಕೂಟವನ್ನ ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅರಿವು ಮೂಡಿಸುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಚಾರಿತ್ರಿಕ ದಾಖಲೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅದರ ಮಹತ್ವ ಏನು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳು ಏನು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣಗಳನ್ನ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ. ಪತ್ರಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಣ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಅನ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡವ್ರು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಾಹಿತಿಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಲಾವಿದರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಂಗೀತ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾಟಕಕಾರರಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಂಥವರ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸಂಗ್ರಹಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಪತ್ರಗಾರದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಮೂಲ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೊಂದಾಣಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ಪುನರ್ರಚನೆಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇದುವರೆಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 123ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಈ ತರ ಗಣ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರ ಧ್ವನಿ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ನಾವು ದಾಖಲಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಪತ್ರಗಾರ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಭೇಟಿ ನೀಡೋ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಿಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣವನ್ನ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ನಾವು ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಅನುದಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವಷ್ಟು ಅನುದಾನವನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು 2-3 ದಿವಸಗಳ ಕಾಲ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಮಾತನ್ನ ನಾನು ತಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ವೆಟ್ ಹಾಲ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದಂತ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನ್ ನಿಮ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಂದ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಭೇಟಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷದ ವಿಚಾರ. ಹಾಗೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ನಾನು ಈ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ಕೂಡಿದೆ. ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ ವಿಚಾರ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಲಾ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಲಾ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಜಡ್ಜ್ಗಳು, ಲಾಯರ್ಗಳು ಆಗುವ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಈ ತರ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್ ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನು ದಾಖಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಂಪತ್ತನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಪಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಮಾತನ್ನ ನಾನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ನನಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟದಕ್ಕೆ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ದಾಖಲೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಇದರ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟರ್ಗೆ, ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಆಲಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಡೂ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಆರ್ಕೈವ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
Thank you so much, sir, for your energetic and informative address. Now, to introduce our esteemed chief guest, I would like to call upon Ms. Bhumika of 2nd BCom LLB.
Dr. Chudamani Nandagopal is an internationally reputed art historian, author, and academician. She has completed her MA in Sociology, MA in History and Archaeology, and her PhD in History and Archaeology from Mysore University under the guidance of Professor A.V. Narasimhamurthy. Madam has served earlier as academic head at Chitrakala Parishad and has set up the Department of Art and History. She is the academic head of IGNCA, Bangalore, and the professor in Cultural Studies, Manipal University, and has retired as a Dean of School of Humanities and Social Sciences from Jain University, Bangalore. Madam has published 30 books of national importance and has about 100 research papers to her credit in reputed journals and periodicals. She is the recipient of honors like Karnataka Kalashri Honorary Award, Rukmini Arunandal Award, Halabhavi Artist Award, and Shastra Kaustubha Award, and many more. I now request Dr. Chudamani Nandagopal to kindly deliver and start with a special lecture. Thank you, ma'am, please.
Yeah.
Stage to budget.
Just move ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Pointer
Namaskar and good afternoon. Respected Principal, Dr. Mallikarjunaya, and Honorable Commissioner Sri Devaraju, who is a very important person and heading the entire Karnataka archaeology, museums, heritage, and tourism. And Dr. Gavisidaya, Director, Karnataka State Archives Department, Government of Karnataka. Dr. Indira, who is going to deliver a special lecture today. And all the coordinators of this entire program. And Praveen Kumar, who is, is like a live wire amongst all of you to take this, club. So when such a club is inaugurated, many times, I have been a guest or making a presentation in many of the colleges. Even I started long back, about 30 years back, Vidyavardhak Sangha. There they opened the heritage club and I went and inaugurated. Not only in Bangalore, in many places. But after that, I don't hear any kind of, information or the progress. What are they doing? So I feel this should not happen like, it should be active and also useful. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಥದ್ದು ತುಂಬ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಉಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರೋ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕೂಟ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. It should be active. And what is important, as Commissioner was speaking with you, that it should be a policy making forum. We need policies. It's useful for the government. We will be creating a direction. It's not that they don't know about it, but you are bringing some kind of things, because everything government cannot do. Whether it is funding or, working in the policy level, it is all the universities and the colleges, they should take the lead, such lead. What we are seeing here now, it is like, yes. Yeah. Thank you. It is like, there is a gap between policy making, executing, and working. There is a wide gap. This gap has to be bridged by such activities. So when you are, because you are not just ordinary college clubs. This is not ordinary college clubs. The background is law. So you are the people who are going to be legally important. Your legal status has to be properly understood in the connection, in relation, in the context of archaeology, heritage, archives, museums. Each one can take one aspect of it and then work with the policy making. And if you are making such policy, government definitely takes such policies. Because when I went to as one of the fellowship to UNSW University, Sydney. I was impressed to see that there was a department in the university, only policy making department. Their job is working on policy. Wherever there is a lack of policy, there is lack of direction, these people research in that area and work for that. And then they will also take it to government. They won't do it research, and many of our researchers are do not reach government at all. It only remains in the university, or it will be some publication and other things. Does it reach the government? No. I find it, very few. So such things, when a law background people work on such policies, government will definitely take it because they want such things. They don't want casual things to be adopted. They want certain background, So I feel that, you are taking this initiative as a club and working for that from the students level. When you go to a professional level, when you reach a professional level, this will help you to understand our country, to understand our heritage. We talk about, 5,000 years of, rich heritage, our country. We boast, but what are we doing for that? It's the every person in our country, they have to own our heritage. Only when you own, you will have that, urge and that feeling to do something for the country. See, this country is a great country. Once you go out and realize what is that country and what is our country, you won't get such freedom, such understanding, such depth, and such culturally, ingrained everything. So this country has given you everything. What are you doing for this country? So as students, start thinking in that direction. That kind of, gap has to be properly, once it is bridged, you see our country will move into another direction. That is what is required from the younger generation today. So I really congratulate for making this club a kind of, committed heritage club for the country. And it should become a model in all law colleges in the country. I don't know whether Hyderabad Law College or, Jaipur or, in our own law college here, National Law College, whether they have such club. It should become a model for them to take and adopt, because legal profession is very much attached to our heritage, our monuments, and our museums. See, when Australia government has given some of the artifacts, sculptures back to our country, India, do you think that they just give it? They will go to all legal issues, everything. And then only after the legal documentation is cleared, then they will take it forward. So for everything, there is a legal point of view is there. That two properties. All heritage is whether it is country's property or individual property or state property. There are so many, issues are there. Those are to be sorted out. Otherwise, UNESCO will not recognize it. So the legal persons and legal angle, legal approach is so important in today's, because we want more and more heritage sites to be recognized under UNESCO World Heritage Site. So we have to be sure of what we are opting for, what we are going for. So friends, I'll just, since, I think all of you must be really hungry by now. It's already 1 o'clock or something. I'll try to, make it as early, as quickly as possible. And otherwise, this subject will take a longer time. And I try to, as our commissioner, Sri Devraj was mentioning about the Dharmothana Pratishtana, human service there. Virendra Hegdeji. Fortunately, I am with them since 15 years. I am the advisory board member of that Pratishtana because Dr. S.R. Rao was there earlier. And once he passed away, then, they offered me that place. So I am with them since then. What they do earlier, they used to spend all the money by themselves and go and restore the temples and give it to the local people. Now it is not our property. It is your property. You have to own it and you have to take care of it. Then Karnataka government was so happy to see that, so many temples were protected and they became active. The temples have become active. Puja arhavaitu. Ilde idralli ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕಟ್ಟೋದು ಅದು misused. ಇವರು ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರಿಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ it has become worthy of the worship. So Karnataka government took interest and they requested Virendra Hegdeji to take 50-50. Like, Karnataka government will give 40%. Dharmothana Pratishtana will have 40%. 20% local. Wherever it has to be restored, a temple has to be restored, 20% from the local. Otherwise, those people will not have any belongingness. So it will be 100%. Then they all work scientifically, invite all, trained archaeologists, and it is a very, very, painful and difficult job because we have seen, every time we all go and see that, examine and what should be done. And we put the process, how it should go on and deadline and all those things. And Hegdeji himself will come personally to the places. And finally, we put it back to that place. And then the temple becomes active. See, finally, why the temples were built? They are not built for the art purpose. They were built for the puja purpose, the rituals purpose. Then, art to embellish that place, that was the way in those days that a building should be embellished with various things, and whatever the technology available at that time, it has been used. Imagine the technology that is used at that time. The scientific process those people have, followed. As commissioner was questioning, can we build one temple of that kind? It's impossible. It's impossible. They are trying, but it is not possible to do so. So such, work is this Dharmothana Pratishtana is doing. And this is the only in Karnataka it is happening, nowhere else in India. So now other states are also asking us to protect their monuments. So Hegdeji says that first let us do within our state. We'll not take all those other states like Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, they're all asking us. So now come to the presentation. Should I go here? Can anyone help me? Just because where it is, it's through this one.
Yes, ma'am. Like this.
Oh, not here. Okay, I have to put it full now. Here.
If you click on the mouse, it will change.
Okay. Just clicking.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. So I'm going to talk about the Ramappa temple, which was recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Site very recently. So it was in 25th July, 2021 at 3:15 in the afternoon. It was an online deliberation. From 26 countries participated in giving their opinions whether it should be considered or not. And on that day, it was declared as World Heritage Site. Okay, so now I don't want to go into detail. I just browse this, like what is history and heritage. So history, many people think that when you take a history subject only, you will understand history. It is not so. History is related to everyone. It is needed for everyone on this earth. Usually it will be in other countries, as I have seen in UK and other educational system, they have local history, place history, state history, country history, then world history. 5, segments. By the time they complete their high schooling as we have, they would have finished starting from local history to world history. They complete everything. In our country, we study Mughal history, but not local history. We study Sultanate, Delhi Sultanate, okay, but not Mysore history. So this is the problem with our history subject. And most of the time we see that history teachers are boring teachers. That is why, yes, that is why students won't opt history. It's a boring field, but subject. They think that, they will be talking something on the dates and other things. They come and read the book. First, these teachers should be trained properly. Not for the students, they must have workshop. These teachers should be, we must conduct who are, commissioner and, Dr. Kavi Siddhaya. See that, teachers are to be trained. Yes, good, and inspire. You have to inspire the people. Now today, after commissioner spoke, I think you are all inspired to do something. So the history teacher need not be a teacher, inspirer. How many of you had such teacher in your lower classes? You had? Good, good. Because I was also teaching in the lower classes. I never had the book, kept all the textbooks. It's only inspiring them. So it starts with the local history. See what is there in the local, around the school, around the community. Then you go to other things. It is step by step. You cannot put 3rd standard child Sultanate, Delhi Sultanate. Why it requires Delhi Sultanate? So this, we should open the eyes that, we should work on these things. So history is a great academic discipline as much as physics, I will say. History, archaeology, these subjects are as complex as physics, as, depth, having the in-depth, and they are as practical as physics. It's not a theoretical subject. The meaning of history and the work of historian is digging. Go and dig, dig, dig. Either you dig theoretically or practically or excavating, but you are digging something. Even if you go to Patragar Ilakhe, you will be digging there to find out what you want, what document you want. So it is a digging. So it is a great discipline and it requires for human development. So what you are digging the past. You may think is, say that why we need past. We should look future. We should live in present. So without a foundation, where do you live? If you don't have the place stand, something on there, where do you stand? So history gives you that kind of, place to stand yourselves. So we have the documentation is one of the very important process of history. So history, archaeology, cultural studies, art history, anthropology, sociology, economics, now law. They are all related disciplines. In my next, wherever I present, I'll say law also. It is associated with archaeology and history. So Dr. Gavisidaya was talking about tangible cultural heritage and intangible cultural heritage. So the Indian identity lies strongly in the manifestation of our culture. People say that why India is an interesting country? Because of its culture, not because of 21-story building. It is because of its culture. So culture is manifested how? Maybe in dance, music, theater, temples, rituals, monuments, museums. Wherever you go, you find the cultural elements around us. So it is a socio-cultural facets, and we divide basically into two categories: tangible human heritage and intangible human heritage. So what are the tangible human heritage? It is monuments, sites, written records that you have seen here in the Patragarela case, the archive material, and landscape is also tangible. And what are the features of tangible cultural heritage? It is the nature of permanency. It is permanent. When you say a monument, say that 1,000 years old, it is permanently staying there. So it has permanency. They survive over centuries. They reflect technology, concepts, executive skills, and using natural resources available to them around. They cannot go to America and bring the things as we do today. Whatever is around them, they have used. And intangible human heritage. This is very tricky. Intangible culture, I call it as soft culture. I gave this terminology as soft culture because I was supposed to present in Saudi Arabia in the Department of Tourism. I had to present what is Indian intangible culture. So I called them as soft culture to make them understand. So it is the soft culture. It can be defined as non-physical. You can't see that as a permanent monument. Something unable to be touched. He was, Dr. Gavisidaya was talking about it. Sparsha. Sparshake sigadantaddu. Sparshavanna madlikke agade iruvanthaddu. And it is experienced through your senses, all your sensory organs as you have. From that you can feel it, you can experience it. And it will pass on from generation to generation. And it is fragile. If you don't give importance, it will go off. So UNESCO in 2007 declared all oral traditions are considered as intangible heritage. Can you think of Karnataka having oral tradition? Earlier, historians used to say oral tradition should not be taken into consideration to write history. But today, that has become important source for writing our history. So in the Vedic tradition, they are all oral tradition only. Later, it has been written in Samhita. So this UNESCO has declared in 2007 the Vedic chanting, Indian Vedic chanting, as the world intangible heritage, the world intangible cultural heritage. Of course, we all worked for that from IGNCA Delhi. We started working and make them understand what is Vedic chanting. Many scholars have worked on that. And finally, we sent our, whole documentation of that, and they declared it as the world, oral tradition. So then it relies on community to pass on. Now, if you go to South Canara, you find Bhutaradhane or Nagamandala Aradhane. They sing, whole night they will sing. Do they sit and learn this singing? It has been passed on from father to son or grandson. So the community has to pass on the oral tradition. And it is symbolic. Why we respect it? Because it symbolizes whole of our culture. That is why oral tradition is important. So it gives vital extra dimension. That is what UNESCO respects. That is what I worked seriously on Ramappa Temple. Till then, intangible heritage was not taught. I said, this is the thing it is the thing which gives that kind of human values. Human values and humanity, values of humanity will be given only by the intangible heritage. So I made them my committee to understand that provide me all facilities, I will work on intangible heritage of Ramappa Temple. And in the committee, they appreciated this first. That is how we got the heritage tag. Otherwise, not just for its monument. So understand how UNESCO respects intangible heritage. Okay, so then it is the product of human creativity, knowledge, and all those things. Otherwise, we would not have created such great monuments. So in under tangible heritage, you also have artifacts which are kept or preserved in the museums. See, cultural studies is a broad discipline. In our country, we talk so much about culture. There is no department on cultural studies. It is studied as one paper under history or one paper as archaeology. We don't have a university for cultural studies. What are we doing? But whereas in UK, there are 40 universities have the department on cultural studies. So how it started in Goldsmith University, when they went for studying in the museums, the objects, we call it as objects in the language of museums, art objects or artifacts. So while studying that, earlier they used to give only the dimension where it was found and when it was found. These are the catalog information on museum object. So only that was there. Then they realized each object has the culture behind it. It is the product of that culture. It is the product of that society. So then go into the depth of that study. That is how cultural studies became the important field in UK. Okay, so artifacts is the museum collections. So monuments is not just temples, it can be mosques, palaces, forts, churches, tanks, all these are known as, categorized as monuments. It's not only just temples. And historical sites like, we have Nalanda, great place, also Hampi, Sarnath, these are all historical sites. And landscape is also considered as World Heritage Site. So it's our fortune that Western Ghats has been considered as UNESCO World Heritage Site in Karnataka. So now this is a Bhutaradhana, okay, from South Canara, from the coastal heritage. So why I have chosen this? So here you see all the artifacts, the silver material, each has got its own way of using it, putting it, and each has its own design. Only such designs are to be done. And what is interesting here, what you are seeing, it is all tangible. It represents tangible heritage of Bhutaradhana. What you are not seeing here is the Padadana, the singing, the dance, that this whole dress is worn by a person. He is known as imposter. He is treated as the god on that day. They don't think about religion, caste, race or anything. And that Padadana, that dance, and what happens, the conversation between the leader and these people is intangible. That is why I selected this to give you an example. So now UNESCO World Heritage Site. So our cultural heritage sites are considered as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We have pyramids or Great Barrier Reef of Australia. It is also a World Heritage Site today. And site like Dholavira, Indus Valley Civilization, is recently recognized. Now UNESCO, coming to UNESCO, what do you mean by UNESCO? It is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. That is the long term of the UNESCO. So we have in a department known as World Heritage Convention. Because I'm a UNESCO fellow, I have visited UNESCO headquarters several times in Paris. I had been to this World Heritage Convention. I'm getting every month a newsletter, what is happening around in the world. So they send me, and they have invited me to several conferences of World Heritage Convention of UNESCO. And I was also given as fellowship under UNESCO. That is why I'm called as fellow. And what was my fellowship? All of you will be really interested to know that. It is on Silk Road Studies. That is from Greece to China. The road that has land route went in ancient times, how Indian knowledge system, how Indian, the Buddhism spread through Silk Road or Silk Route. This was I was the only one selected from India for this fellowship. So, my study. That is why I'm called as UNESCO Fellow. It's not just some honorary, name it attached to me. It is a hard work and recognition that I got for my research. Okay, so these are some of the things: cultural, historical, natural, scientific, representing outstanding human values. I have been talking about human values. Any site, if you want to propose as law persons, understand, if you are in the committee of UNESCO, recognition committee, we need a law person in that committee. Unfortunately, we are not having, but when you all become after 4 or 5 years, then you will be in one of the committees. So you have to see what is the human values, outstanding human values, you have to uphold in your legal system. Okay. So this is one statistics I just want to give you. By August 2022, a total number of World Heritage Sites were 1,154 globally throughout the world. 1,154. In that, 897 cultural heritage sites, 218 natural heritage sites, 39 mixed properties. Some places are both natural and cultural, scientific. So they recognize such mixed site across 167 countries. See, UNESCO spreads in these countries. They are all called as state properties or member states. So India is a member. Unless you become member, your site will not be recognized. So India is a member. So now countries with the highest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites, we should be proud that we are in the 6th. That too after recognition of Ramappa and Dolavira. We became 6. So it's a great achievement. It's not easy. This whole process is not easy. Getting a tag is not easy. You may be wondering what is the use of the tag. People think that they pour money like anything. They won't give even 1 rupee. Okay, but recently we conducted volunteers, program of UNESCO. UNESCO conducts volunteers program. We can take that program, and they wanted in Ramappa temple. They selected, see, internationally, they selected Ramappa temple. Then I was invited to speak to the 60 volunteers coming from different countries. They are trained how to excavate, how to restore, what is a temple, what is the use of the temple, all those things are to be. Then I was invited to talk in the temple itself, to explain them what is Ramappa. I felt so happy. So this is known as UNESCO Volunteers Program. States can opt for this UNESCO Volunteers Program. So you will see that highest number of sites are Italy, China, second is China. See, we have to outbeat China. Whole India has to make, take that oath. We have to outbeat China in our heritage. So they are 56, Germany 51, Spain 49, and France also 49, India 40. Otherwise, we were somewhere, down the line, but we are happy that we are 40, but we should go next to Italy. Our aim should be reaching. So as Commissioner was mentioning, if we take Belur, Halebid and this Hoysala, ensemble is given the tag, it will be 41. So we have to progress like this. And so this is what the statistics, and these are some of the World Heritage Sites we have in India. Recently added is Ramappa, that is 39, Dolavira 40. So totally 40 sites. So all this happened, 2 sites, it's a bonus for us. 2 sites were, recognized. So you may be wondering, what is the use of that? I was telling you, the use is our site will come under the itinerary, UNESCO itinerary. So a tourist or a visitor coming from Italy, he will see that, what are the places, UNESCO World Heritage Site. He will see the itinerary first, UNESCO itinerary. Then they come and visit our place. So we have to upkeep and we have to follow the entire process, and it should be, remarkable. So these are the sites. You can get it in the website also. So these are all World Heritage Sites. The last was Ramappa Temple and Dolavira. See, another important thing I just want to bring to the notice of even Commissioner. In 1983, Hampi was recognized. After that, there was no recognition of site in South India. In whole of South India, such a rich heritage sites we have in South India, but we have only 4, 2 in Tamil Nadu and 2 in Karnataka. Tamil Nadu is Brihadeshwara monuments and Mahabalipuram. And in Karnataka, it is Pattadakal group of monuments and Hampi. So Hampi has drawn attention of the whole world. It became such an important site. So at that time, unfortunately, with some intervention of building a bridge. The bridge will be useful for the people to move and send their cargo and transport things and all, but it was passing through the monument sites. So I was also with the delegation of UNESCO. They came to see whether it is true. So the delegation came and I was with them and we all went there. They felt very bad. This should not happen. So they went back and gave the report and Hampi came in endangered list. It became endangered. So once it is endangered, the next process is removing it. If we don't comply, it will be removed. So we all became, alert. First, we should see that, this bridge should be stopped. Otherwise, they will remove the Hampi, as the heritage site. So we all started working. I wrote a paper, an article in the paper that I don't know what the government is doing, because they don't have proper documentation of the entire thing with them. They have allowed this to happen. How can a government allow such things passing through the monuments? Can't they stop this activity? They can take another 10 kilometers around and bridge. Bridge is required for development. We are not saying it is not required, but it should go, not to passing through the monuments, because it shakes. I have seen when some kind of dynamites and this one, mines are happening. If we are standing in the monument, it shakes. Even Vittala temple. So I wrote, as a historian, I wrote this article in the paper next day. At that time, S.M. Krishna was the chief minister. He was surprised to see, because S.M. Krishna we knew personally, because he was the trust chairman of Chitrakala Parishad. I worked in Chitrakala Parishad for 16 years. So he called Dr. Chudamani, I want to talk to her. So he called me to his chamber and he said, why did you write this article? I said, why I should not? I'm a historian. Something is happening this. I have to raise my voice. I'm sorry. You are in the position of a chief minister. Please stop this. Otherwise, we are in the endangered list. So immediately he took action and stopped. And in the next season, rainy season, the whole bridge collapsed on its own. It was not, liked by Virupaksha of Hampi. So it went off. Then it came back to the list. Otherwise, when you put Hampi, it was endangered site. So this is how things happen with the UNESCO site. Okay, let's go. Now this is Ramappa temple. So on 25th July, we got this heritage tag. Krishna Reddy, who is the minister for the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, he wrote this note. You can read that, and then followed with even our Prime Minister congratulated the entire department or entire team who all worked for Ramappa recognition. These three people you are seeing, they have been working for this Ramappa since 25 years. Some way or the other, one is IAS officer, the person who is having retired, Papa Raoji, and Panduranga Rao was the professor in IIT Warangal. He has been working on the technological aspects of Ramappa temple. What was the technology used in 12th century? And Suryanarayan Murthy is the architect. So they were all working for Ramappa temple. I was the new entry. They requested me to be part of the team and I went there. So we worked on this nomination dossier. This is the nomination dossier. First, we have to send the nomination dossier to UNESCO. So this is how it was sent. And this is Ramappa when you see the aerial view. Beyond that hill, you can see the Ramappa lake. huge lake. It looks like a samudra, such huge lake. And it's close to Ramappa temple also. And who are the people connected with this whole, the entire process? And we were part of it, like Archaeological Survey of India, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. Because unless government takes this step, we can't do anything, central government. Then Telangana Heritage Department, Government of Telangana. Site Monitoring Authority Board, that is ASI, Government Telangana, that is state, it is known as State Authority Board. Then ICOMOS, International Council of Monuments and Sites. I was suggesting, Praveen to, become the member of the ICOMOS institution member, and you can get so many, projects for students, and they encourage such projects. ICOMOS. I'm the member of that ICOMOS. You can become the ICOMOS. Then Kakatiya Heritage Trust. This is where the whole group, we all worked under this. And this is the UNESCO delegation. And you can see Janvik Sharmaji, who is the head of World Heritage entire convention of ASI Delhi. He's a very fine officer, works for our heritage sites. And then Paparauji is there, and UNESCO ICOMOS representative who has come there. And the book which I wrote on Ramappa, a digital copy was released in there and submitted to the ICOMOS representative. He also sent me a letter that because of this book, everything became clear to me. And I was able to give a better report to UNESCO Heritage Site. So this is the visit of Ramappa temple. All of us were there. And nomination dossier, what is there in that? You should, as law student, should know how important it is. Even the legal matters are connected with that. So there will be identification of property. Which property you want? We want Ramappa. So what is that property? The entire understanding of that property with the legal system we should understand. Then description. We have to give the entire description of that. Justification for description. See, in UNESCO dossier, whenever you write one letter or one sentence, you have to justify that. Why you have written this? They don't casually read the paragraphs. They want to see what is the justification when you express or when you state this. That is very important. So that has to be done by us, like historians and the people who are connected has to sit and work, toil. It's not just work. We have toil like anything. Then state of conservation and factors affecting the property. This is very important. In many places, property is there, but there will be so many legal issues. Even if you fight in the court, it will take 10 years, 15 years to clear those legal issues. So what is the outcome? Only legal people can think in these terms and provide solutions, not again taking it for another 15 years. They have to provide solutions. Then protection and management of property. This is also UNESCO will check how strong you are in protecting that monument and managing the entire thing. In some places, I'm told that there will be private shops and private properties attached to the UNESCO heritage, site. If such things is there, they will not give. They will put in the list, no doubt, but they will not declare because there are legal issues connected. Understand how important is legal matters in the and monitoring and documentation. This is a very, very important, a process of the entire documentation of the place and presenting it, not just clicking photographs and then presenting. For everything you have to document so clearly. Then contact information about concerning authority, then signature. Who will sign? Competent authorities have to sign. They will be responsible for everything. So there are 3 criteria under which the property is nominated. One is criteria represent human creative genius. If you want to say Ramappa temple is a great place, what is the genius, thing that you see there? You have to show that. Then second is interchange of human values within cultural area. This I am telling you from the beginning. The human values. What are the human values? Why you should give recognition for this? And the third, exceptional testimony of cultural tradition. This is intangible. What is the cultural tradition that is governing that place to become so important? So we have to study. Even the monument is not in the worshipping form. We have to study the tradition that it has come through. We have to work on that. Then finally, justification of property. The entire property, you have to justify why you want this. So this is a teamwork. We all worked like, having Papa Rao, Pandurang Rao, and Philip Wagner from US, he had come to study Ramappa at that time when we were working. So he was happy the way, we were documenting, because I was the head of the team to document the entire thing. So he was very happy that, this kind of documentation, he said, definitely we will get the tag. So then we had these people, local people, they used to come and, as though they are inspecting us. We were in the site for 10 days, from morning 6 to 6 in the night, and working. So the local people used to be, what are they doing in our monument? So morning, some group used to come and, inspect us and ask us, what are you doing? And when they really understood, they all cooperated with us. When the ICOMOS representative came, we had a big meeting with locals. And locals, they supported the UNESCO site. So that is one strong point we had for Ramappa temple. So this is research and documentation. We were working continuously. These are all my assistants who were working. One was sketching continuously. I want not the photographs. Sometimes photographs will not give us all details. So I need an artist who can sketch rapidly. One will be, I will be speaking and she will be taking notes. The other one will be taking photo, the other one video. And the third one I will ask them to go and count the sculptures. Larger sculptures, smaller sculptures, then decorative aspects. Go and count and come back. So they will be doing only that. So like this, there are so many ways of documenting a place. So before that, we have Chalukyas of Kalyana who have ruled that area. Kakatiya, then the Kakatiyas. So this whole area for 3 centuries governed with so many temples, hundreds and hundreds of temples. That is why this is a rich area for temple activities. And this is from Kalyana Chalukyan, because that is where the source for Kakatiya temples or Ramappa temple is Kalyana Chalukya's temple. So this is the Brahma Jinalaya Lakundi and the interior Padmavati Yakshi. And this was built by Danachintamani Attimabbe. So I worked on this particular temple for the documentation of entire Jainism of Karnataka. It ran to 1,850 pages of report submitted to Force Motors, Firodia Trust, Pune. So I was working on this and inscription and Danachintamani was 12th century great, pious queen. And surprisingly, I didn't know that Danachintamani Attimabbe Award from Karnataka was given to me in 2020. It is a lifetime achievement award. You see how the destiny, I was working on the temple. I never knew that, I will get this. Maybe it is the grace of Attimabbe. She has, blessed me to get this. So I'm telling you, you visit as students, you will not know tomorrow what you will be for that particular place. Understand? I visited first time this Brahmajinalaya when I was in 9th standard. See my journey, getting Danachintamani Attimabbe. Okay. So this is one great temple of Dambal. That is Doddabasappa temple. Please take them to this place. Dambal is one such place. Okay. See the way, architecture, Bhumija is the one great Bhumija temple. And this is Saraswati image from Saraswati temple, Gadag. In Gadag, you have a Trikuteshwara temple. In that, there is a small temple, Saraswati, because Saraswati is worshipped so much in our country, but very few temples for Saraswati. So one is in Karnataka, that is, look at the way, how the goddess is. Okay. So this is the Kopeshwara temple in Kidrapura, near Solapur. This belongs to Vikramaditya's period. So one of the beautiful structure it is Kalyan Chalukya. And this is Hoysala. So Hoysala also has taken from Kalyan Chalukya. It is the extension of Kalyan Chalukya temples. The roots of Hoysala architecture is from Kalyan Chalukyan temples. So these are some of the, and this is Channakeshwara temple, interior, Belur, beautiful, interior we have. And this is from Sevuna's Yadavas. It is extension. See, from Kalyan Chalukyan, three major styles will emerge. Sevunas or Yadavas, Hoysalas, and Kakatiyas. These are the three. The source is Kalyan Chalukya, that is Karnataka. And it has spread to Maharashtra. It has spread to Madhya Pradesh. Okay. So now Deccan from 6th to 13th century is a great place for monuments and building. Great temples were built. And among them is this Rudreshwara, that is Kakatiya ruler, Rudra has built. And this is the Rudreshwara temple built by Kakatiya Rudra. You see so much of similarity of Kalyan Chalukyan, what you have seen so far. But this is not Kalyan Chalukyan, this is Kakatiya. So emerging from Kalyan Chalukya, it is in the transition phase. So you see that Hanamakonda, this temple is built. And there is also 1,000 pillared temple close to this place. In front of this temple, it is Veistambalugudi. It is still archaeology is restoring this place. And this is the famous Torana of Swayambhu Lingeshwara temple in the fort area of Warangal. So on all four sides, you have this Torana, huge Torana. So this has become the symbol of Telangana state now. So now we see the Kakatiya living Rudreshwara temple that is built by Recharla Rudra, who was the commander-in-chief of the Kakatiya king Ganapati Deva. So this is built in Palampet in 1213, and it was the military outpost, the last post of Kakatiya kingdom. And it has four components. It is a sacred space having the four components: architecture, sculpture, rituals, dance. So when you put all this together, it has become Ramappa. Okay, so this is the unique features of Rudreshwara, that is Ramappa temple. It evolved from Kalyana Chalukya architecture, emerged as Kakatiya style of architecture. Because people were hesitating, art historians, to give an independent style for Kakatiya. It was Professor M.A. Dhaki. He gave the identity and said that it is a style. So since then, it became an independent style. So this is a surviving Kakatiya architecture. You don't find living architecture anywhere of the Kakatiya. So now we see, this is the plan, ground plan. When you visit a temple, you should know the ground plan of the temple. What is the scheme of the temple? How the ground plan is there. So here you have 3 entrances. You can see there are 3 entrances, and one side is the Garbhagriha. There is a molded Jagati. Jagati is the basement, it raises, and then Kakshasana, sitting arrangement. You can sit around in the temple. So Kakshasana is a feature which has emerged from Chalukyas of Badami. It starts from there and it continues, even in Kalyan Chalukya. So sanctum at the west, there is spacious Antarala, presiding majestic Shivalinga you have, and spacious Nandi Mantapa. These are some of the main features. So this is the exteriors of Ramappa temple. You can see the entire area. As I mentioned, Nandi Mantapa is there, Shasana Mantapa, main temple, and one more temple dedicated to his parents. So this is interesting. There are 5 types of materials used. Only in Ramappa, you don't find anywhere using 5 materials integrating in a temple architecture. When you go there, you observe this, what I have said. So the first is indigenous sandbox technology. You find only in Kakatiya temples, nowhere else. In all temples, you see that there will be a foundation and there will be rubbles of stone filled, and then there will be stone put on that, and then the foundation starts. But here it is sand, no stones. Sand is properly, hit and made it as such strong, and all over there will be a kind of fabrication, very tight. So that becomes a kind of foundation, nowhere else. Okay, then the superstructure is carefully restored, reinvented, lightweight porous bricks. So we call it as floating bricks. See, they were not very sure whether the temple, if you put the stone, shikara, stone gopura, whether it will withstand. So what they have done, they put floating bricks. How do they do floating bricks? This we have shown in Paris, UNESCO. We had taken a piece of brick and put in the glass, water, one regular brick and one small piece of floating brick. We put it in the water before the entire committee. It has floated. They were surprised. What was the technology? This is the technology, genius. Why they gave UNESCO tag is for this. Genius. They thought that the whole process, and you may be wondering how they will do this. See, they use the mortar or mud, strong, probably from Ramappa lake, and then mix jaggery, good, bella. Mix it and make a huge cakes of that, and then put in KlE. Jaggery will come out, right? Then it becomes porous. in the places of jaggery, there will be pores. ತೂತುಗಳಾಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಜಾಗರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಬೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರಗದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ತೂತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ತೂತಾದ ತಕ್ಷಣ it becomes light. Look at the technology. So this is how they created floating bricks. So then there is columns which are both dolerite. Dolerite, Praveen knows how difficult it is to chisel. Very hard stone. They have used dolerite for carving, beautifully carving. You will see the carvings of Ramappa. It is one of the best carvings, I tell you. They have used dolerite stone. Then for the stone, this one, for the other part of the temple, they have used the granite. And then for some ceilings and other things, they have used sandstone. So sandstone, granite, dolerite, floating bricks, sand. So 5 kinds of material used. So this is a technical excellence, technical genius, creativity of the architects we have presented to UNESCO. This is a Shasana Mantapa, which gives the clear, history of this temple. So these are, we got the date as 1213. Every temple has got the slab, but in Ramappa temple, there is a pillar, and pillar is protected with the mantapa. From the rain and this one, it has helped to protect. And this is the floating bricks. You see the, the shikara or the vimana, we call it as, in our terminology, it is vimana. So vimana has the floating bricks, okay? And all the other details. So now we come to the one part of this Ramappa temple. Just observe, I'm just going fast. So as I said, spatial concern. Why they created such a space? It was architecture, sculpture, dance, and rituals. So you can see there is some light. If you put up that light also, you can see much better. Because these are black. Yeah. Put that also. Yes, now you can see clearly, right? So you see the dolerite, the black stone is dolerite. The other stone is sandstone. Look at the chajja, that is the roof. How beautifully it is created, like lotus. See, I wrote a chapter on design components in the book. So what is the design concept of the architects of Ramappa temple? I took lotus. Everywhere you see the lotus. So this is the lotus. When you see when it is raining, you should experience it. From each bud, the rain, drops. You will go to another world. It looks so nice and so beautiful. So they thought all these, aesthetic elements while designing the architecture. Look at that lady. You may be thinking that she is wearing high-heeled. The last one, people, the guides will say that, even in our Belur, they will say all fashions were there. Even at that time, they were having the ponytail. They have high-heeled. Our guides will be misguiding. They have to talk about not as ponytail. They have to find out what is the word used at that time. How that particular style of, tying emerged. Why they wanted that kind. So the heels that she is wearing, they used to say that, today you are wearing high heels. Look at this. She was wearing high heel then. It's not high heel there. That kind of concept was not there. She is a yogini. She has to wander in the forest. So when she goes in the forest, she has to have protected, her feet has to be protected because of serpents and other, creatures. Even the sound, when she walks, it is made of wood. When she walks, then the whole surroundings will be alert. So that is the reason why she was wearing. So I corrected these people, please say this way. No doubt it looks like high heel of today, but that concept was not there at that time. Okay, these are Gajakesari bracket figures. See, there are 28 Gajakesari, 12 human figures that you have seen. We call them as Madanika or bracket figures. 12 of them human, 28 are the Gajakesari, which shows the valor of the king of the Recharla Rudra. So this is the interior of the Ramappa temple. You can see spacious place to sit. Okay, then we come to the central hall. This is dolerite, pillars, wonderful pillars. So I called this place as mesmerizing place in my book, mesmerizing space. So this is what you see in huge pillared hall, can be made as 95 feet across, not a small one, 95, just imagine the span of this place. Okay, that is the Rudra, Rudreshwara. So that is the Garbhagriha, and that is in that time it was Kalamukha and Pashupata. These two sects of Shaivism existed, and Shaivism was mainly, and later Veerashaivism was also introduced in this temple. That is why we find two ritual systems. I recorded this. Till then, nobody had observed that. I recorded talking to the priests. Two priests, they come. One will come and do his particular puja and leaves. The other one will come and do the Naivedyam and then he goes. So one is Shaiva Siddhanti, that is following the Sringeri system. The other one, Veerashaivism. But there is no rift. Nothing. There is no cases between them. Imagine from 12th century till today, they are in such harmony, they are conducting all these rituals. This is what the UNESCO appreciate. The intangible heritage of rituals passing from 12th century till today without any rift, though there are two systems equally giving preference and follow. Wonderful it is. Now see the other things like the architrave, beautiful architrave. If I have to talk about this, it will take one day. So much of details, and that is the drawing of an artist. Imagine how artists sat and worked on the spot. This is Dr. Soumya Manjunath. She sat and worked on the spot. She is the Chitrakala Parishad doctorate in visual arts. So this is how the dance features are represented. I had a trained dancer, doctorate. She is also doctorate, worked under me for PhD. She presented the dance part of it because dance is an intangible heritage. Belur is mainly built for dance. I don't know whether it is represented as intangible heritage. Even today, we practice some of the things because I'm a dancer myself. We even today practice Belur styles of dance. So passing on from generation to generation, the texts were written, those texts were followed. Even in Rudreshwara temple, Nritta Ratnavali is a text followed. And the person who wrote he was the Senapati of the elephants. Jaya Senapati, his name. He has written Nritta Ratnavali. inspired by this temple. So this is Dr. Vidya who is demonstrating. And this is the marriage rituals of Bhavani Ramalingeshwara Kalyana Mahotsava. This is intangible again. On Shivaratri day, you have this marriage ceremony. Common people, some people will become bride side, some people will become bridegroom side. They become a father and mother. They bring everything for the temple required for marriage. See, this kind of society belonging, owning in Ramappa temple may find. So another interesting feature is on the top you see the panel. The panel in sculpture is Girija Kalyana. The entire panel you have the Girija Kalyana around. Under that, the marriage takes place. So how beautifully it is linked. This was also not observed. So I have given all this analysis. That is why, yeah, forget. Forget. This is the central ceiling. You can see the intricacy of the central ceiling. And you can see the layers and layers of central ceiling, the dolerite. And this is the central part of dancing Shiva coming down in this way. You can see that. And these are the pillar details. You see the pillar itself, each pillar is a point of study. So these are the pillar details you can see. And this is the Nandi Mantapa, which is in the exterior. You have such great Nandi is placed there. Beautiful it is, Mantapa itself. And these are the bracket figures. As I said, there are 12. These are the 6. They are not in this form, but I put it for the purpose of showing you all. So these are some of the things. And these are the other set, 6 other bracket figures, the Madanikas. Each one has a detailed description of each one of them. And this is when you present a dance, you can present this way. Nritta Ratnavali comes here. So I was also given one chapter I have given to talk about the designs used. Look at the jewelry design. It is a beautifully, you can find even in the sculptures. So when we were going for the temple, we saw that women putting rangoli. The one you see here is Padma. So Padma is one of the important design they have used. So this is the acknowledgement with thanks, Government of Culture and all these people who are responsible for, it's a teamwork. Such work is not individual. You cannot claim it is because of me. It is a teamwork for the country. We all worked for this country and we got for phala siktu namage kelsakke madida kelsakke phala. So thank you all for I'm sorry for taking a little longer time because I wanted you to understand properly what is UNESCO and what is its work and how you people can be part of such, work and can contribute to the country. That's all my intention. Thank you for inviting me, and I wish all of you to take the club seriously. Okay? Yes.
Strictly announced that students. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am, for enriching us with the treasury of knowledge. I believe that I can say on behalf of the fraternity, your mesmerizing words were hard to miss and quite inspiring. Thank you. Can we have a round of applause? Everybody, please move for refreshments and kindly come back after 20 minutes.
All the first years BCom LLB students, the measurements are taking for your blazer, so kindly move to your classroom.
Yes, sir.
Guys.
Guys, wait for 2 minutes, please.
Please.
I would now. I would now like to call upon Chandralekha of third year BA LLB to render the vote of thanks to the Commissioner.
Very good afternoon to one and all. I take this as a privilege to propose vote of thanks to our guest of honor, Sri Devaraju Sir, Honorable Commissioner, Department of Archaeology Museums and Heritage of Government of Karnataka. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time. I now request our Honorable Principal, sir, to felicitate Commissioner, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we will break for refreshment. Please resume back after 10 minutes. Okay. 20 minutes.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Take 20 minutes time. Take 20 minutes time and come back. There are interesting presentations coming through.
So other things are that now people saying Beti Bachao and Padhao, all these things, these are all not alien to Indian culture. Ashoka himself sent Sangamitra out to preach dharma. See, this is the important thing. This is what you have to study. This is what you have to catch if you're studying the inscription. She was given equal on par. She was on par with her like his sons. Along with them, he sent Sangamitra also. He didn't think that Sangamitra akeli ja rahi hai, wahan pe iska kya hoga. This is not a known place to her. So wo kaise ये धर्म चक्र प्रवर्तन जो भी कैसे कर पाएगी. So वो ऐसा सोचे नहीं थे. So our heritage comes from that lineage. It's not that we are doing something new. We are just following it. So the dharma, permanent writing materials, and self-realization. This is very important when it comes to inscriptions. Ashoka's inscriptions, particularly when he saw people dead, and he came to realize that what I have done. What as an emperor, I have to protect my people, and at the same time, I have killed my own people and the other people too, because cultural history is the history of man, not the kings. Earlier, it was like political genealogies and eulogies, all those other things, but today, cultural studies, cultural history, and heritage culture, in these things, these words are very important, and they are giving you. Yeah, sure.
I think Gavi Sidhya sir has to leave. So before you leave, sir, I would like to propose vote of thanks. Dr. Gavi Sidhya, Director, Karnataka State Archives Department of Karnataka. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time. And thank you so much for making us. I request Principal Sir to felicitate, sir.
Sorry, I'm really busy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
So I'll start again. I'll start again. Do you want me to start again from the beginning? Okay. So talking to the common man is also an important thing we have to learn from the inscriptions and manuscripts. I'll show you some manuscripts and a few pictures also. The socio-economic diaries, the term I gave is because when I have 6,000 manuscripts in my, I'm working right now, they're all written in Telugu language, Telugu script and Sanskrit language and Grantha Lipi. Most of the things are because we belong to Andhra Pradesh, so we have many. Here we have Kannada manuscripts like that. So the underlying line, which is, binding all the cultures and language, is that the main basic concepts and subjects of the manuscripts are Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavata, and Harivamsha. All these are the common things. If you come to Buddha and these things, we have Vinay Pitaka, all the other things, and Jaina also we have sutras and all. So main content, main religious content on which the nation is built is written in different languages in order to make the common man understand. Because for scholars, Sanskrit is already there. So for the common man to understand, we have come up with many languages. That is why we have many languages. It's not like we have so many languages. That's why we are not going to concentrate on any one particular language. We have many languages, and many people in India, like P.V. Narasimha Rao sir, is a scholar in 14 languages. This used to happen earlier, like Ashta Sastra Parangata and all. We have many Vedic scholars like that who are scholars in many languages and subjects also. So when it comes to ancestors, as I said, ancestors is not pertain to particular family, particular village or particular city. It comes with the entire globe. Today people are saying that world has become a global village something, right? But in those days, like ma'am said, Silk Route from Greece to the other places to China, how did they transport? So we were a village. But after the formation of all the Janapadas and all political boundaries, we have started, confining ourselves into smaller portions. It's not like we don't belong to India. I don't belong only to Andhra Pradesh. I belong to India also, and I belong to the world also. I'm a human, and I have all the rights to live on the globe, right? So this is what you have to understand when you're going through the cultural aspects of understanding your political, linguistic, at the same time, social cultures. There are many cultures. But to me, blood culture is only heritage. We can understand each other only through heritage and culture. So comparing civilizations, I gave you this term here only because entire world, only few things happen, either destruction, appreciation, appropriation. Destruct kar dete hai, you know, when people of some other country or some other state comes and then some other empire comes and fights, all the destruction will be done, they'll leave the place and go back. Otherwise, they'll start continuing their rule there. So that at that time, they'll do the appropriation. Because at the same time, they have to maintain the culture where the people were living already. All of a sudden, I don't go to some other place and say, from today onwards, you have to listen to me. That is not possible also. Again, one rebellion will come. So there might be a chance for the political ruler to change and go back to his place. So in order to maintain the same cultural territory I got, I have to maintain the same culture. See, now we see the political leaders or somebody, when we have Christmas, when we have Ramjan and all, they'll go to all the other places. We think that he's going there only for the political benefit. That may be right for some aspects, but they're trying to maintain the religious harmony, which is left right now in the society. So they're maintaining it. Few cases, okay, you may argue, as I said, to law people, I don't want to give many logics, okay? So, next one. Yeah, good. So on the manuscripts, we don't find, there is a saying that we find only kavyas and historical things on the manuscript, but we find accounts, tables, numbers, agrarian products, currencies, financial transactions, kundalis, marriage invitations, etc. Manuscripts and inscriptions are such kind of things which are meant to deliver knowledge, like meant to give knowledge to all the common people. And manuscripts are just like the invitations of today. And then donations at the time of various occasions. As I tell you, my PhD thesis I worked on is Telugu inscriptions in Karnataka. So I studied, for 5 years about the inscriptions which are in the Karnataka temples and all. I visited almost all the temples, and I obtained 457 Telugu inscriptions in Karnataka states, like Karnataka here. So for that, I gave a list of 14 districts where we have Kolar in the first place and Chikkabalapura in the second place. And there are only 1 or 2 inscriptions also in some districts. So here, all the inscriptions are same with the Telugu inscriptions of Andhra Pradesh and Kannada. Its content is the same because South India is under one roof, under one empire, Vijayanagara Empire, and all their subordinates. So the inscriptions content was similar, only language is different. That is the main thing you have to understand. So one important inscription comes to my mind when I talk about friendships and relations. That inscription is from Kolar, one temple, lending money to friends, 400 inams. Because one friend is very down in economic perspective, so all his friends, now we people do, right? When our friend is not in a good stage, and we'll take some money and we'll collect some money and give it to them. So that is very important. So 400 inams in those days is really a huge amount. So these kind of inscriptions will let you know only when you understand the cultural importance in that. So that you'll come to know that, oh, my friend is also in need, I have to give it to him. But not free money. Remember, you have to understand his original need, like immediate need. Okay. So donation of golden cups to the matas in Nanjangudu. Nanjangudu Mata, Raghavendra Mata has 2 golden cups. Why I'm talking about is he donated those 2 cups on the 60th birthday of his mother, not father. So we feel proud when we see like woman is respected in any ways, we feel happy. So generally people say ours is a patriarchal society and all, but the priest there, he donated 2 golden cups to the Nanjangudu Raghavendra Swami temple, Mata actually. So mandala art presented in the manuscripts may confine karke baat kar rahi hu. So here you can, oh sir, screen is not there. Okay, so mandala art, I tried to give it. Today, whoever draws this is considered as a significant person, very artistic person. But 400 years ago, we had 500 years ago, we had these mandala art on our manuscripts. When a chapter is going to, about to be started or end at the ending of the chapters and all, people used to write these things. So, coming to my volunteers and tell them what to do and see what have you done all these days. So I was anticipating to see Shandilya here, but I'm very happy, Shandilya, right? And Chakra, there, all the other, your seniors. So you have taken that heritage from them and you are continuing now, and you'll say give the same to your future, students. So PS1 observations. I wanted to mention PS1 movie here. So anybody who saw the movie, please raise your hands. Ponniyin Selvan movie. Bas only itna hi log. Okay. There are mentions of manuscripts in the movie. And if you see the content of the movie, you see many cultural aspects, including in that. Even Kantara, of course, we have many things cultural related movies. So as youth, you should not be confined to Marvels and all the other things. Spider-Man, usse alawa bhi aapko dekhna chahiye, kyunki usme se hi aapko culture milega. That is important. And see, Praveen is asking me to complete knowledge. So, destruction of inscriptions and other reliable data. See, I'm giving you some leads now. As I mentioned that as an infant, I saw you people, like I saw the Heritage Club, on April 18th, us din uska janam hua hai. Abhi I'm very happy that you people are walking, and the next month aap walking bhi kar rahe ho. So for me, this bacha, Heritage Club bacha is walking. I'm very happy for that because I'm witnessing it. When you people are going around, I was having the virtual trip along with you people. I came to Vidhan Sauda, I came to the museum, I came to Tipu Sultan Palace only through your pictures. So I also had the visual trip of your virtual trip of your things, and I felt like I can identify myself with your club and people. So amendments I wanted to bring here today. Epigraphical wealth and architectural wealth is being destroyed by many various names. See, a person gets angry on the leader, he goes and destructs the monument, and some inscriptions particularly. I'm not mentioning any religion here. If I say I have one inscription related to other religion, people may say that that property belongs to them. So I don't want to bring out the inscription which I have. So I'll try to destruct it or demolish it before showing it to you, or I'll throw it in the well, isn't it? So by doing this, we are not harming the dharma or culture or anything, but it is a serious destruction to the epigraphical and architectural wealth. There might be something very important which is not recorded into our papers, yet that has to be protected. So I want you people to come with some amendments that some person from some other religion or caste or something, I have one inscription related to you, I have to show you, you need to show them the credibility, like see, reliability. If I show you this inscription, you're not going to take my property from me. That inscription is only taken. So because these are all legal things and law related things, I wanted you people to take the lead, and I request Praveen also to ask you people for your ideas. And movies I wanted to talk about. Earlier when we watched movies, one small examples I'll tell you. Earlier when we watched movies, there was no certification or anything saying that no animals were harmed or no birds were harmed in that. Later, after this Nirbhaya Act and all, we came to know another certificate, like we can see another certificate that no woman is, harassed or, pressured during the picturization. Similarly, I want the authorities, I want you legal people to write a letter to the, ASI authorities or the state government or the central government to include one certificate saying that no heritage monument is destructed or demolished. See, we are not causing disturbance, but we are shooting their songs, fighting scenes, everything. Whenever we talk about, drinking with the friends, there will be a scene sitting near the oldest bangla in the city, isn't it or no? Otherwise, if you have to have a good romantic song in the movie, we need to go to a archaeological site. So the people go because, unfortunately, the photography taken there is the unique one because of the background, because of the splendor, elegance. So we will find many beautiful pictures, videos. So I want you people to write petitions and to make amendments that there must be a certificate. There will be some hardships to follow that, but there must be a certificate saying that no heritage monument is harmed during the picturization. So this is very important thing. I wanted to, because whenever I see the places, I feel this. Illicit traffic of precious artifacts. Last time when sir came, he spoke about all these things, the smuggled goods and all those other things. Thankfully, fortunately, we got a few of the things back, and we have one sword related to Salarjung Museum also is sent back. So assumptions and facts. One only important thing I want to say, when Britishers were leaving India, we people thankfully gave them some artifacts. There is a record of it. So what happens is this day when you have a camera and all the other things, you go to going to abroad is not a big deal. Going to London, USA, any other place and say, भाई बहनों देख लो ब्रिटिश लोगों ने हमारे यहाँ से क्या चोरी करके लेके आ गया. This is the sentence which we listen because to grab the attraction of the viewers. But the real thing happened is, this is the assumption. But the fact is that thankfully we gave some precious things to them because they gave us our freedom back. They gave us. That is the reason why, just before writing any report or before making anything statement, please, as lawyers, you don't do any mistake. I know that. But related to archaeology, I say, please go through the case study. Please read whether it is an assumption or a fact. That is very important. Then in the globally, we have many artifacts stored in other museums and many other sites. So we can bring them without any legal hazards. We need to bring one atmosphere like they should call us and give us our artifacts. It's not that we have to fight for our artifacts. Because एक बार दिया गया चीज को हम लोग वापस नहीं ले सकते. This is our culture. जो भी बोलते हैं ना दान किया सो फिर वापस नहीं लेते. Consider it as a gift, as a dana or anything. Donative inscriptions are many. And we have a culture that gives inscriptions to protect the donated monument, donated gift. If a donation is made to the temple, people will ask you to write in the inscription, in the imprecation words, they say that you have to protect this monument or protect this temple, otherwise you will get papa. See, there are so many social things in inscriptions also. One particular lecture I want, but I can't take your time right now. And important thing is that, as everybody here said, please do not confine to these four walls. I want you people to visit as many temples as you can. Because temple जब जाके आप देखते हो, जब तंजावुर बृहदीश्वरालय हम बोलते हैं, it's not a single man who built that huge gopura. As a team, you people go to the temple, then you'll observe that the huge gopura के पीछे जितना collective work है, आपका हेरिटेज क्लब को भी इतना ही कलेक्टिव वर्क करके आपका हेरिटेज क्लब को इतना ऊपर वो गोपुर के स्थान में लेके जाना पड़ेगा. You understand Hindi, right? That is very important. Many of the students are talking in Hindi. I observed that. So observation in your field trip is very important. As sir said, please do not visit the monuments that are very well preserved. Even in the preserved monuments like Hampi and all, because its area is very vast, there are some places where you people can't go. Take one guide, ask him, request him, like Praveen is with you, so ask your sir to show the unseen pictures, unseen temples, so that what you can do to those temples. That is very important. So I think I gave you all the leads which I was, getting from my student days, 10 years of leads, getting a certificate in the movie and doing all the legal things, because I'm not from legal department, not from law college, so I can't do all these things. So I request all of you to please take these things forward, as archaeology and law are inseparable. Because if someone destructs our archaeological monuments or something, you are the protectors. Archaeologists will conserve it. Okay, we people will conserve it, and you are the ones who are going to fight for the monuments and fight for the archaeological sites, anything related to heritage and culture, be it the language, be it the inscription, be it the numismatic coins or anything. You are the ones to protect, as Mallikarjuna sir said in the inaugural speech, history, archaeology, law, they have no domains at all. We can identify ourselves with many things. That is the reason why your Heritage Club is a success, because he is striving hard for your holistic success, not only in the field of law. Why would he ask a person to make these Heritage Club arrangements and all? Because you should inherit the culture and tradition, the culture and heritage of our country, which we are proud of, because you took the oath right now, say that you people are very proud of your heritage and all these things. Right from student days, we used to say that, I'm very proud of its rich, varied heritage and culture. So today also, again, you took this oath. So the people who took this oath, do not forget to take this again and again, at least twice a week, not only in the seminars like this. And one more thing I will say and conclude. हिस्टोरी और आर्कियोलॉजी के कॉलेज में जितने सारे सेमिनार्स और जितने सारे प्रोग्राम्स इसके लिए हो रहे हैं, हेरिटेज वीक को लेके, म्यूजियम डे लेके, मैराथन वॉक, एवरीथिंग, यहाँ पे जितने सारे हुए हैं ये 6 महीने में, विद इन दिस 6 months, वो मैंने कहीं नहीं देखा. सच बता रही हूँ, क्लैप तो कर ले. At the same time, when I ask Praveen about anything, but he'll keep that, puppy face, as if he doesn't know anything, but he is the one you need to, उसको पकड़ के रखना है तुम लोगों को, कि वो बहुत कुछ कर सकता है मगर करता नहीं है. जैसे हनुमान जी अपने बारे में भूल गए थे ना, तो कोई आके बताते हैं कि तुम जंप करके श्रीलंका जा सकते हो, then only he'll go. Similarly, someone must come and ask him. Then only Praveen will take you. Otherwise, he's not going to share his knowledge to any of us, including me. He'll call me just to talk to you only, not for my presentations. So he is very much dedicated to your club. That's important. See, you have a sir like that. So for him, one more round of applause. Thank you so much. So these are all the pictures you can see. For this, I generally gave one title saying that Tutankhamun, like this is the centenary celebrations of his tomb being identified. But if I'm in his place, I can't even die peacefully. I'll say, can I really rest in peace? Because even after my death, thousands of years have passed, and again people are coming and digging my grave and saying Tutankhamun is a 19-year-old boy and he got this disease and this disease which are unknown to the world. So this happens if you're an archaeologist. So this is example for appropriation I gave. This is written on the manuscript. It says it's written in Urdu numbering. Urdu numbers we say, counting numbers. Suddenly the Delhi Sultanate has come and the people has to read all these things. So they made a note of all the Urdu numbers and all the other things in the manuscripts. And there is a sentence saying that Penugondanu Delhi Sultanlu Akraminchukunnaru. That is in Telugu I said. Penugonda got, Delhi Sultans got the Penugonda fort. So that is the sentence in that. And I have only one or two. Yeah. Why I'm getting all the previous ones? Sir, only one. Yes. About the manuscripts and all, the preservation of manuscripts and all the other paper things, everything, we have these things from our culture itself. If it is Bauddha Parampara, we call them as Prajna Paramita, who has manuscript in his hand. If it is Jaina Saraswati, we call her as Varadaksha. Even her, she also, any Jain student here, she was, even the Saraswati from Jain community has the manuscript in her hand and lotus flower in her hand. So Hayagriva, the Hindu god, also holds one manuscript in his hand, which says manuscripts are equivalent to the goddess Saraswati. See, she is the one who has given us all the knowledge, and also thank you so much, Praveen, and you people for listening me, ma'am. Chudamani, ma'am, thank you so much that I'm here with you today. It's really a blessing to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening address. The way you connected with the audience was really impeccable. Now, I'd like to call upon our beloved principal, Dr. Mallikarjunaya, for presidential remarks. Also, I would request all the dignitaries to come and sit on the stage.
Before that, we can go for sessions.
If anyone has questions, kindly revert back.
If anybody has some questions regarding the lectures, please revert back to the dignitaries right now.
Anyone has questions?
It's a hope. Come, Indira. Come.
You also enjoy.
Megan, open it. Open it.
Anyone has questions?
Since there are no questions on the floor, I would again like to call our beloved principal, Dr. Mallikarjunaya, to deliver the presidential address.
Well, respected Madam Dr. Chudamani Nandagopal, Mr. Devaraju and Gausidaya in their absence, Madam Dr. Indira, my dear colleagues, volunteers of today's program, Heritage Club members, and all invitees in the program. Today's program is unique for very many reasons. inclusive of presidential remarks being delivered at 4 o'clock of the program that began at 11 a.m. And I must, at the outset, as usual, express my deep sense of gratitude and congratulate the team of today's Paramparakuta Heritage Club. Congratulations to you. Especially for organizing a week-long celebrations of the heritage. In fact, since morning, after hearing from the speakers, now I'm enlightened about the importance of heritage, culture, and so on. Just a while ago, as Dr. Indira was mentioning, that archaeology, history, and law are inseparable. That's what I too preach you so very often. And today we realize in modern days, for economic returns, for wealth amassment, for securing a well-paying job, people do look forward for skill development, for most happening things in the world. And why at KlE Law College? People are trying to understand heritage. I believe your effort to understand heritage, your effort to preserve and protect heritage, your effort to appreciate and value heritage is only to make your goal invaluable. You are up to not just valuable things, you are up to invaluable things, the things which you cannot value, the things which are more sacrosanct. Definitely, you will stand apart the other graduates, having pursued your interest in this area. Hence, once again, I congratulate you for having been part of this very interesting event. And as I said, I'm enlightened. As a patron of this club, I have some expectations, some appeals. You call them mandamus, I would be glad, but I will call my appeals. Few of the things which I would like to advise to today's office bearers and other members of the Heritage Club, inclusive of the navigator. I would suggest you have a plan. Number one, you have a plan to do an audit of laws starting from Constitution of India, which seek to preserve and protect monument. Bring it in the form of a publication. Circulate it. Now e-circulation is so possible. Circulate it. And that is one thing you could do and create awareness about it. Go to the schools, communities, whichever other place you want to go, create awareness about it. Your club activities would be more meaningful. And the commissioner today was talking about visiting the seldom visited monuments, cleaning the monuments, protecting them, if possible, discover the monuments. I'm not trying to be very ambitious. I'm trying to be pragmatic. If not 20, discover 5, or the discovered ones, 5 monuments which are discovered, preserved, but maintenance is not happening. Go put your board up there and distribute the duties among yourselves. For 3 years, we will maintain this. Thereafter, as Madam Indira was mentioning just now, the legacy was handed over to you and taking it forward. And future, your juniors will be taking this forward. I would expect you to keep this as an agenda point for your club. And The very interesting thing spoken again by the commissioner today was this Pracha Prajna. I don't know if all of you have understood Pracha Prajna. Should we call it ancient antiquity? Awareness about antiquity? Awareness about antiquity. And its value. Why can't we come up with some writing, some leaflet, go to 20 schools, if not 100, depending upon your time, the time available to you, willingness you have, go to some schools, spread awareness about these things, and you know well, you will catch them well when they are young. Go to the youngsters, address them about it. You just don't know. Probably you may not be able to gauge what an amount of impact you are able to create in the young minds. I would very seriously appeal to you, create some small leaflet emphasizing the importance of preservation and protection of monuments, preservation and protection of heritage. How that is important for the holistic development of youngsters. If we can go and do this job, that would be very meaningful, I believe. And the other two aspects. Madam Chudamani was mentioning about you could play a vital role in policy framing in the area we are talking about. I think you are aware now that while the opportunity for lawyers are many today, unlike just litigating before the courts, those many opportunities include policy framing. You may be the think tank for the policy framers. That's what the lawyers do today. Why can't you invest your time, take some research, and understand how your club could do difference in reforming the policy or forming the policy with respect to preservation and protection of the heritage. By now you have understood what the heritage incorporates. And you may also look at the other aspect. Other day, Gavisidaya, right? Gavisidaya, the director, was talking about how the courts, advocates approach the department, archives department, get documents from the archives, produce it before the court, which becomes instrumental in winning or losing the case, in dispensation of justice. So you could also look at coming up with some short-term courses or some seminar workshop on evidentiary value of archaeological documents and so on. So there are a variety of ways in which you could think of and make your activities more meaningful. Last but not the least, as a teacher of research methods, I was trying to understand how I was trying to appreciate one of the topics which I teach, namely in law, historical legal research is a well-accepted method of legal research to solve the legal problems. History is throwing a lot of light, be it either judgment recent, be it interstate disputes, whatnot. Historical facts, archives have always played vital role in resolution of disputes and dispensation of justice. Probably, I expect Mr. Praveen to distribute some topics, thereby concluding how historical studies could be the eye-opener for lawyers and judges in resolving disputes. So there are very many ways in which we can make difference depending upon the time and the courage you all have as members of the Heritage Club. I wish you to keep some agenda points instead of going ahead in stray thoughts, so that you will make a visible contribution. I think with these earnest appeals, and the last appeal that you'll take my appeals as my mandamus to you, I thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir. Now is the time to mark an end to the eventful session. I would now like to call upon stage Ms. Chandralekha of third year BA LLB to render the vote of thanks. This is Amber Hakim signing off.
Thank you, Amber, for being a great host. Honorable Chief Guest, respected guest of honor, principal, teachers, non-teaching staff, and dear students, a very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Chandralekha, President of Heritage Club, take this as a privilege to propose a vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank our Chief Guest, Dr. Chudamani Nandagopal, art historian and a fellow member of United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organizations. Guest of honor Sri Devaraju, Honorable Commissioner, Department of Archaeology Museums and Heritage Government of Karnataka in his absentia. Dr. Gavi Siddhaya, Director, Karnataka State Archives Department, Government of Karnataka. Dr. Indira, Project Manager, Sri Venkateshwara Manuscripts Projects, for sparing their valuable time for us and gracing this event. Further, I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to the principal, Dr. J. Mallikarjunaya sir, IQAC Coordinator Dr. Manoj Kumar V. Hireman sir, Academic Coordinator Dr. Anita and J. Ma'am in her absentia, Mr. Praveen Kumar K. Assistant Professor of History and the Teacher Coordinator of Heritage Club, and also who recently received M.H. Krishna Merit Award by Karnataka Itihasa Academy. Mr. Surendra Inar, RCSH, and all the teaching and non-teaching staff for their constant support and enthusiasm in making this event successful. Our heartfelt thanks to the Department of Archaeology Museum and Heritage, Government of Karnataka, and Karnataka State Archives Department for setting up a beautiful photo exhibition of heritage monuments and historical documents at our college premises. Our special thanks to Ms. Maitri KG and her team for setting up a prototype model of Hoysala Temple in wood, and also the students of Sri Vidya Kendra, the Smart School, for making the models. Next, I would like to thank our technical support and press for all their assistance and support. Last but not the least, we are extremely grateful to all the members of the Heritage Club and especially the student volunteers for supporting us and taking part in this event with great enthusiasm and making this event a successful one. I also congratulate and thank all the board members for their timely support and efforts for the success of this event. Thank you one and all. I would like to take your leave with a feeling of happiness and gratitude. This is Chandralekha, President of Heritage Club, signing off. Now we will have the felicitation session.
Mr. Praveen to felicitate the guest.
I request Praveen sir to felicitate the guest on the dais.
Pradeep was the first person to get inaugurated, so a small token gesture. We would like to bring to a kind note that Mr. Pradeep from LLB was the first person to get registered when the Heritage Club was incorporated. So we have a small token of gesture. I'd like to request Mallikarjunaya sir to deliver the token of gesture. Thank you. I request everyone to kindly stand up for the national anthem. Board members, all the board members kindly come up on the dais. Record ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಕ್ಷಯ್ record ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
भारत माता की
Thank you. Kindly note those who haven't written your name and